So yeah, first defeat obviously against Ross County at the weekend. How much of a disappointment was that after a great start to the season?
Yeah, obviously started well in the season. A tough one to take up there, as you said, but with a good week's training behind us, we've analysed what went wrong, what we need to work on, and we've got a really big game for the club now. Going to Ibrox on Saturday, and one we're looking forward to.
Is that the perfect way to try and bounce back? A cup game, a big game against Rangers?
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. This is the places, the venues you want to play in, and it's a quarter final. It's a chance to get to, National Stadium at Hampden, and it's something we'll be striving to do. But we know it's going to be tough for us. But we'll come up with a game plan away to hopefully to get us there.
How much is there much confidence in the side that you can get the better of Rangers? Yeah,
listen, no doubt Rangers are a top team, top talents. But we showed, it was last season, but we went 2-0 up down there. I think if we probably got to half time at 2-0, the game changed a bit. Obviously they scored late on and they got the crowd behind them, which is obviously a massive help for them. So as I said, we trust ourselves, we believe in ourselves, and we'll just try and carry out the game plan as well as we can and try and cut the result.
As I said, it has been a good start to the season, and performances have been good. How much do you feel the team deserves a day out at Hampden?
I think we definitely do. This is my 6th season here as well, and it's something that I hope to give the fans as well. I think they deserve that as well. It's been a long time coming, and it's a great chance for us. We've done well in the Cup so far this season, albeit it's going to be a tough ask, but full confidence in the boys in there, and we've got full confidence in everyone at the club that we can go and try and pull off a result.
Thank you.
Jordan, do you feel that you can perhaps, when you glance back at the Ross County result, you can learn more about yourselves as a group in defeat than you would if you were winning?
100%, yeah, that's when everyone finds out about yourself. And last season I think we had a few poor results, but we never let it linger too long. We always picked up the next result. I think we always won, or we got a point at least after a defeat last season. So it's something we will try to do this season as well, and as I said, no better way in a quarter final, a chance to get to Hampden come Saturday. Is
this where the strong character of the group and the confidence of the group that these qualities that the gaffers drilled into, is that where these qualities come to the fore and you just go, right, let's go out and just show that this was just a wee blip?
I think so, yeah. That's we've obviously analysed it, as I said, but we know ourselves it wasn't good enough, and sometimes in a season you get one or two of these results, and I think that could have been one of them. An off day for everyone at the office, and as you said, yeah, we've got a lot of experience in the dressing room, and we'll rally around all the new boys and make sure that they're fully confident, ready to go get in the game, and we'll get around each other. As I said, we'll go down there and try and pick up a result and get the club to a semi-final.
And you're probably fed up each time you play Rangers at Ibrox, people saying it's so many years since you last had a win. It's 2001. It'd be great to get that kind of monkey off your back, wouldn't it?
Of course, records are to be broken. We've always said that at the club, and we've slowly ticked off a few things since the gaffer's tenure at the club. We've always done well in bigger games, so none bigger than Saturday. As I said, get the club to semi-final with all the fans. I think it's at least the reserve for having to do for the club and the support and the size of the club as well. I think it's been too long since the club been at a national stadium.
There's obviously things that are not quite right behind the scenes for Rangers. There are grumblings from the fans about their performances in certain games. How confident are you that you can maybe use a bit of unrest among the crowd at Ibrox to work to your advantage?
Yeah, well, obviously you see it all in the press, but we know that what goes in the stands and obviously the boardroom stuff, that 9 times out of 10 doesn't go into transcend onto the pitch. So we know that Rangers are Rangers, the players on the pitch 11v11, and they're a top team. But as I said, we've got top players in our team, and we'll go down there and try and pick out a result. But you're right, you have to wear the storm down there. They're going to come out fast, they're a full stadium behind them, but we have a game plan as well to counter that, and hopefully we can pick up something. Yep.
And the fact that it's on the telly, it's the chance to get into a cup semi-final. It's a great stage for you to kind of show as a team how good you are.
Yeah, 100%. As you said, these are the games we want to play in. And last season, obviously, we've done really well in the top 6. We want to try and go a wee step further now and try and get the club to a semi-final or a cup final at a national stadium, and give the fans the day out deserve, and the players as well and the staff. Everyone that works hard every day. This is what you want to, the games you want to play in to take the club to the next level.
And it must have been hugely frustrating. Last season didn't make it out of the groups. I guess you could use that to really spur you on and go deep into this competition.
100%. That was one of the first things we spoke about. Obviously disappointing last season not to get out of the group. So we came through the group this season with flying colours. You know, scoring a lot of goals, not conceding many, and looking strong. But we know if quick football changes, but there's no better place to go and play in Ibrox. It's going to be a great atmosphere as well, and the boys will be relishing that as well.
So Tony, a disappointing result against Ross County at the weekend. Just how disappointing was that after a really good start to the season?
Yeah, it was disappointing the fact that our unbeaten run, came to an end there. But it's going to happen at some stage, and we've moved on for that very much. We come in and addressed that on Monday, and since Monday afternoon, really, early part has been all about preparation for the game on Saturday. So we've put that behind us. I think we're a good team that had a bad day, and sometimes that happens. But we move on for it, and the important thing is how we react. And I've been really buoyed by the players in the training ground in the last couple of days, and the return of some injuries in the form of Clark Robertson and Charlie Riley. And there's a good atmosphere, a good buzz about the place, and we just had the team photo there, which always brings up a few laughs. So we're in good spirits now, and we're really looking forward to the game at the weekend.
And a disappointing decision about the penalty in that game, but an interesting conversation afterwards, I believe. Yeah,
and again, I would applaud that, and I'd say that, and I think that's the way forward in terms of transparency and honesty. If we communicate better, if there's a consistency, then we should all work together on that. But yeah, it's a decision that went against us, but as I say, that's gone now. We move on for that, and we look forward to this Saturday's game.
Is that the way forward for people like Willie Collum to be open and honest about decisions that perhaps?
I think so. Willie's in a position like me. All Willie wants to do is he wants to improve the standard. I want to improve the standard of my team, and every other manager does that, which improves the standard of Scottish football. So we're all in the same. And if we work together with that, obviously it's then Willie's job to coach and manage the referees to try and eliminate some of the mistakes they're making and make them better, improve their performance and develop them. That's the job of a football manager as well. So there's real similarities there, and I think we should support one another, and that was why I came out with these comments. I think it's important that we do that.
Obviously confidence is still good, going into this game against Rangers. How much of a test will it be?
Huge test, of course. When we've seen the draw, first of all I've got to say I'm really delighted. This time last year I hated this weekend because we weren't involved in the cup competition, and that's something that I've always wanted the club to be involved in, high profile games like this. So you see the improvement and the development and the progress in the team since last year, and it's afforded us the opportunity to be playing in a big game like this against a real top opponent. So we realise the difficulty in the task, but we relish that. We had good games against Rangers last year, and we're hoping that if we execute that game plan, that we can negate some of their strengths and try and exploit some of their weaknesses. Will give ourselves a chance.
What would it mean to Dundee to get into the next round in a semi-final of a cup?
Everything you can imagine. As I said to you, this time last year I was clicking my heels. There was no game at the weekend. I was thinking if only we were in the cup. Now we're in the cup, so we've given ourselves that opportunity from the fantastic form that we've shown throughout, in the group stages and our last game against Airdrie. So we want to keep that momentum going. We want to keep on that upward trajectory, and the next opponent is Rangers. But it's a really mouth-watering tie. It's a brilliant game for the players to be involved in. It's a brilliant game for me as manager to be involved in, and the staff to be involved. So we're very much looking forward to it. But we're not going there just to kind of show up. We're going there to make sure we take part in the game and do all we can to get ourselves to the next stage. And of course, it would mean everything.
And the side has been doing very well. What would it mean to the squad, to the club, to the fans to have that day out at Hampden? Yeah,
it would be great. It would be really good. At the start of the season, we sit down as a group and we agree objectives, shared objectives, and that's one of them. We want to see both cups. We want to go as far as we can in them, and we're now at the last 8, the quarter-final stage here. So we'll be doing everything we can to get to that next stage again, and it would be great reward for the fans who even relate to them on Saturday. They've been fantastic since I've been here. They've been brilliant, and I can't every time I get the opportunity to do it, I will do it. I'll thank them for all their efforts and all their support, because I know how much it means to myself personally, to the staff, but more importantly to the players on the pitch. So I'd love to give them that day, and we'll be doing all we can.
Obviously Craig Levine lost his job yesterday. How sorry is it to see him go? Yeah,
I was surprised, and it's unfortunate people say it's part of this industry, but it doesn't make that any sweeter. And I'd messaged Craig and he messaged me back, because I like Craig. He's a good man. He's a good man and a very good football manager. And I just feel sorry for him. And you know, it's nothing to do with me. It's business that gets done at another football club. But it always saddens you to see a manager, unfortunately, leaving his post. And I wish him all the best. And he's someone who's got such a huge knowledge in football, and he's got such brilliant experience. He's someone that I really tap into, and I've always tapped into. I've got a good relationship with Craig back to the days when I worked with him, but I've continued that ever since, and it's a good man being removed from his position, but I've no doubt in whatever capacity he'll be back in again, because he's too good not to be.
You have a few players who are in the last year of their contracts. Are you hoping to secure some of them on longer deals?
That's the stage we're at now. You know, that everybody thinks when the transfer window shuts, that's the business finished, but you know, as a recruitment team, you're always looking towards the next 1 or 2 windows, you know, so yeah, you're right to say that. So we're in the process at the moment of looking at our staff and seeing what playing staff I'm talking about, looking at ones that we can extend contracts, and really to just keep the momentum going, you know, and keep the club in that upward trajectory. It's important that we get that sustainability, you know, because the team are doing well, the squad are developing and progressing. We want to keep that going, and to do that you need to keep your best players. So that's something that we're busy doing at the moment, and as soon as we've got stuff to announce on that, we'll be doing it.
Thank you.
Tony, Rangers back at Ibrox for the first time in a while. You'll be confident then you can make it an unhappy return for them?
Listen, I remember the experience last year when we went down to Ibrox and we had a really, really strong start to the game, went 2-0 up, and I think if we hadn't lost a goal right on half time, you know, it would have been a very interesting second half. However, that's in the history books now. We lost that game, but we know, and we've still got players in the squad, what it's like to play at Ibrox, and we know what you need to do as a team. We know what you need to do in terms of preparation. We know what you need to do to start the game and the stages throughout the game. So we have experience of that, but it is a wee bit of an unusual situation because it's Rangers going back for the first time. But as a team, we'll prepare for every eventuality we can and make sure that we're ready for it on the day.
What sort of mental approach do you need? What sort of mindset do the boys need to be in when they take to that pitch?
I think they need to be confident. I think they need to be brave. We've got good players at the football club, really good players, and there's a lot of them getting recognition at the moment. And I think they need to realise that, and that's my job and the staff's job, to impart that, to let them be full of confidence, be ready to take up the challenge, you know, to be confident, to be brave in possession, to be resolute as a team. And I think if we do all that and we go in, you know, team-handed and ready to go toe-to-toe with Rangers, we'll give ourselves a chance, you know, on the day, because it's cup competition. You're either in it or you're out. So we're going to give ourselves the best opportunity we can to still win it.
Does that make any difference to the approach, Tony? It's not just 3 points you're playing for. It's got to be decided on the night. There's a place at Hampden at stake.
I think it does, but I think you've got to use the kind of analogy of the fire and ice, your head and heart. You know, you've got to play, of course, everybody, you know, you want to play with that real intensity, but you've got to play with your head as well. You realise you're playing against a top team with top players. You know the gulf financially between us. So there's a lot we've got to do right, you know, and there's a lot, as you say, psychologically, technically, that we've got to get right in terms of the way we set up as a team. So there's a lot of work for the players to do, but it's our job as a staff to try and prepare them as best we can, to be ready for that challenge. And as you say earlier on, it'd be fantastic to come out the other end of that successfully, but we know there's a lot of work goes into that.
How important could a strong start be, Tony? Because, you know, the Rangers support, they'll be there, they'll be expecting the team to turn you guys over, but you know, a really good start can maybe frustrate them.
Well, I would be expecting Rangers, particularly just getting back there, you know, and the fans getting behind them. You know, I thought the fans at Tannadice at the weekend there at the start of the game were brilliant, and I thought Rangers' first 20 minutes of the game was scintillating. I thought they were excellent. So you've got to be ready and you've got to be prepared for that and do everything you can, as I say, to try and negate. That's another strength. You've got to try and negate the strengths and exploit the weaknesses, and if we do that, then we give ourselves a chance. But the game's played over 90 minutes, so there's a lot of challenges you need to go through within that 90 minutes. A lot of hurdles you need to, you know, overcome as well. And we'll be endeavouring to do that. But it's something that we've got a week to prepare for. We're into 3 days training now, and we're looking very much at trying to execute that game plan that would give us a chance. You know, as you say, it's cup competition. You're either in or you're out. So we'll be doing all we can to make sure we're in.
And you mentioned Clark and Charlie there. Terrific to see them coming back. They've kind of been through a bit of injury hell. How close are they?
Yeah, they're back. They're fully back on the grass. They trained with us. Their first return to training day was Monday. You know, and I've got huge admiration for you know, the work that the physios have done in the medical department has been fantastic, because when these boys are back, they're back. You know, so they've been brilliant in training, both of them, you know, in terms of their fitness and applying themselves into the games. So really happy with their progress, and again I put real credit to the medical staff for doing that. But they're now in a position where their squad members available for Saturday.
Well, that's great. That was going to be my next kind of point. Would they be under consideration? But to add them in, it would be like having 2 new signings.
Yeah, that's what it feels like at the moment, and great at any stage to do that, to bring players back. But particularly, you know, Clark brings real experience. You know, I've known Clark for a long time. I worked with him when he was a young boy at Aberdeen. And since that, he's went on and he's captained teams in the Championship and League One and gained really good experience, and I'm looking for him to use that experience for our team, because it's something we could be doing with, and he certainly ticks a lot of boxes. So it's great to get him back, and young Charlie just needs to get going again. Charlie's a talented footballer. He just needs to, he's been plagued a wee bit by injuries, but he just needs to get back on the grass and he needs to get playing football matches.
Any other team news at all?
No, clean bill of health apart from that. You know, everybody's trained, as I say, from Monday onwards, so no, we're in good shape.